Welcome to Rainbow Mall, a shopping center situated in a tropical island where numerous shops flood its halls, from general knickknacks to a brewery to a grocer, and that's not even scratching the surface with all the sheer character beaming out of our souvenirs. Take the pineapple plush that thinks itself a true blue fruit, a teddy bear with a drinking issue that loiters wherever alcohol sells, a dog toy with the word cat printed on its back because somebody in manufacturing was asleep, I guess? There's also a fish with reversible sequins. The list could go on. And with a number of associates to help you out, why not drop by and take a load off? Good morning. Good morning. Oh, okay. I've done this intro before. If everything has gone well, you should be seeing this video on May 10th, 2025. It is officially my 31st birthday, so whoa! I feel like I've done this before twice or thrice, but you know what? Everyone gets a birthday, and I want to be able to celebrate mine in the only way I know how, and that's by making a silly announcement. But before that, I should probably go over who I am. As you probably know, my name is Malaktori. I'm a silly robot character. I like robots. I also like the color pink. I like playing JRPGs and platformers, and in recent years, I've taken to attempting translations of J-pop songs that I'm a really big fan of. That's pretty much the meat of this channel. I've been a VTuber for approximately 3 years, and I think I'm ready for my next big translation, which is... drumroll please. There's a distant one you can hear in the distance. You can hear it, the mic's picking it up somehow. Okay, anyways, the comic, Junk Mall by Terada Tera, which is a fun little 4-panel comic about a girl named Nico, who kind of looks a little bit like the model artist for this VTuber model. That would be Raika from Ecotone, who you should totally check out and follow and subscribe and stan, by the way. And she is a cashier at a trinket shop in Rainbow Mall, which I previously mentioned. And she's surrounded by a bunch of these talking plushies, like a pineapple who thinks it's a real pineapple. There's a dog with the word cat stitched on its back. There's a fish with reversible sequins. And then there's like a handsome merman or something like that. There's a girl with a kaiju obsession. There's another chick with like blue hair that comes from like a high-class family, but she's like super freaking weird because she like trades like 100,000 bucks for a bunch of pebbles that she thinks are super valuable. She sells them at her store, and they sell. Anyways, more on that later. Essentially, it's a slice of life with a few mini arcs thrown in. And it's pretty peaceful, aside from those few mini arcs, but even then, they always end up with like a humorous ending or something of that sort. It was serialized on Instagram between 2021 to 2023, when it was released in approximately April or May of that same year in book form, and then that's what I ended up discovering in 2024 in December when I was doing my usual imports. I was just like, hey, I really like Terada Tera. I know she's done things for like Nano Akari and Otto in terms of like music videos, because I know she did Ashura-chan's art, and then she also did Turing Love, she did Kansen Hoki Sengen, or in terms of art, that is. Ugh, I'm repeating myself. And not many people know about this comic, and I really want to change that, because I feel like, hey, well, if nobody else is going to do it, why don't I do it? I have some skill, and I feel like because I've already done a big translation in the past, well, why don't I do something smaller while I wait for the vacation guidebook to finish, which is still in the works, and I'll get to more of that in a bit. In terms of progression, I do have the script done. It took approximately 25 days, and I finished it on January 24th at 11:11 p.m. And I know this because I wrote it down, and I'm really, really proud of the fact that I did. The next step I have written here is the text smear. That's where I go into the pages itself and remove the text. I actually had to double dip and purchase this comic on Amazon Kindle and then just extract the pages, which I kind of did okay. You'll see when you see it. There are approximately 30 more pages done. 30 more pages to do. I was able to get a good majority of them finished between March and April, or February and March. I do have other projects I'm working on, which has caused me to be unable to stream like usual, but I do have games coming out in the following months, like Banjo-Kazooie Nostalgia 64, which is coming out May 17th, and Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4, which is coming out June 5th. So the sooner I get this done, the better, because I want to get back to streaming. I miss it, and I also have to finish Super Princess Peach because that game is really cool and I just kind of abandoned it. Regarding the project's progress again, I do still have the second draft to do, which I will do in August, and then the text insertion 1 month later. After that, I plan on doing quality assurance until its eventual projected release on May 10th, 2026 for my 32nd birthday. So, since I've talked about this in the past and I mentioned it earlier, you might be thinking to yourself, well, whatever happened to Magical Vacations Guidebook? And the answer to that is easy. I'm still working on it. In small pieces, of course. I did start in 2023 with the first 50 pages. I never actually made it past those first 50 pages because I ended up skipping to the main story, which is 212 to 431. And by the end of the year, I do want all of that finished. Currently, I am right about to enter the Abyssal Realm in terms of the guidebook. So that puts me at about approximately 200 or so-ish pages. But I want this done by August so that I can start working on the junk mall stuff, and then next year I want to work on the post-game stuff for Vacations Guide so I can have it completely finished, and then the second draft in 2027, the text insertion in 2028, and then quality assurance until its 30th anniversary in 2021. But that's besides the point. We're focusing on junk mall stuff. I do hope to talk more in depth next year when the project is actually finished. But another reason why I took this on was because I wanted to kind of like, you know, extend my reach to the stars above. Because I've mainly done J-pop song translations and then star sign vacation related stuff, and I wanted to kind of jump into a new territory with this comic. It was a lot of fun, and it's still going to be a lot of fun up until the very last moments, where it will probably be very frustrating because I'll be cramming to get everything done. Just kidding. I have a plan. I have a plan. Regarding the translation itself, I did my best to maintain the essence of what's being said, but there were certain points where I did have to alter things a little bit. Like, there's a New Year's comic where they're talking about, like, the origins of Kanpai, and I had to change that to, like, cheers, which thankfully has a similar similar origin. So there's gonna be things like that, but you should rest assured that things are relatively 90-ish% accurate, I want to say. Yeah, that seems fair. Throughout the year, I will still be doing my song translation attempts, like mainly by Polka Dot, Stingray, and other smaller creators. I'm still waiting for Ose to come out because the lyrics were publicized in March, and I still have not received the full song to download or purchase. Yes, anyways. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. This was definitely just another silly video, just keeping you up to date with what's going on, what's gonna happen, And what'll happen beyond that, is what I would like to say, but there is one thing I absolutely need to show everybody, and that is that. This will be revealed during the release vid next year, so look forward to it. Everyone has one of these, and I finally have my own too. And I got really lucky with it because the quality is like super awesome. So I hope you all look forward to it. I'm gonna go now before I embarrass myself. Read the Phantom Toll Booth. Bye.